Thanks for staying with us. So the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, had an exclusive interview yesterday where he explained and shared his thoughts on the perceived strain between himself and his party, and quite a few things he revealed at that meeting, and excerpts of that interview will be discussed. We'd like to open our phone lines. He lamented that the party had strayed from his original mission of fighting corruption, rebuilding the economy, and enhancing security. He also noted that the internal democracy within the APC had deteriorated, with the party failing to hold necessary meetings to assess its governance and policy direction. We'll be hearing your thoughts on it. You can call us on the numbers on your screen: 021-635-2013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us your tweets on X, and also send us messages on YouTube. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. Very interesting interview yesterday with Nasir El-Rufai. It was very important for us to watch that interview because this was his very first interview since 2023, when he was actually campaigning for their candidate at the APC. And there's been a strain between himself and the party in the past few months. There's been quite a few things that he said. And people are looking forward to what he will say. And I mean, summary of that interview pretty much was letting Nigerians know that he believed it was the president that did not want him in his cabinet, that it wasn't so much of the National Assembly rejecting him because of security issues as was publicly out there in the past. He also faulted some of the implementation of the president's economic policies, saying that he put some people that are just not. They are not
the right fit.
Not right fit for those policies. He put his boys. And he wasn't it's not a Southwest thing. It was more like he put his own people, and that he also said that there's a possibility that if the party doesn't get the act together, he might be shipping or moving up to another party or shopping for a new party. But he specifically said that he's definitely not interested in going to the PDP, but definitely other parties are on the table. I mean, this is an interesting conversation. Please join the conversation. What would you like to go first? I mean, what are your thoughts on this interview?
I found it very interesting. Yes, because I saw a man who was speaking his truth. The way we always say, come out and
you're speaking your truth.
Yes, now, that's what the world says, now come out and speak your truth. There were speculations that he was rejected, from being a member of the cabinet because of security issues. And while he was explaining, he said, so far, nobody has brought out any security issues. They should have explained to the people that this is exactly what and what. There's no evidence of that anywhere. That he had a conversation with the president. The president wanted him, because the question was, you played an active role in the founding APC in the first place, and then working for the president, making sure that the president, ascends the presidency, but you were nowhere to be found. It seemed like the president, and he came out to say that the president apparently may have changed his mind, because he came to him asking him that he should come for this position. He wanted to work with him. Then after a while, he realized that he changed his mind. He didn't mention his name anymore. And he's not blaming him because he didn't want that position in the first place. He was actually being begged for that position. And then he went ahead to talk about some of the policies that he feels he says some of the policies are right, but they are either the wrong time or the sequencing is wrong. And also he made an example with the farming policies, for instance. He said you cannot, because you want to bring food to the nation, put down or do not support your local farmers. You make food very cheap, importers, and they are left to compete with people who already have big businesses almost at no cost in the country. You would end up killing your own local farmers because you just want to make food, just made some of those things. And I saw that he seemed to know what he wants as a person. Cry for, I don't want to say attention, but was like, listen, I'm here, nobody's listening to me, nobody's talking to me. I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's a cry for attention. He's one thing about El-Rufai is that he will always come out, and he's a bold person. He will always come out and make his statement known. You make sure that he clears his name or whatever it is, because of course there have been controversies against him, in the sense that the former governor said he embezzled a certain amount of money, to the tune of 423 billion naira and all of that. So he has not come out to say anything at all, anything about it. There's one thing, sometimes you like you don't like the person, but you like what he does.
Yeah.
El-Rufai is a performer. You need to see him. You need to see Kaduna State. I grew up in Kaduna. I was born in Kaduna, and I grew up in Kaduna. If you go to Kaduna, Kaduna is not the same. The roads, everything. He brought in investors. They came to invest in the state. He generated revenue for that state. He's a very intelligent and smart man.
A technocrat.
Very, very intelligent and smart. And you know, he described himself as an accidental public servant.
Yes.
That means because he was once a private, you know, he had a private business, and then now in the public this thing. So he has tested both worlds. So he knows what he is doing. He's somebody that once he says something, you know, and he's one of the strongest politicians in the north. You know, anytime he talks and all of that, the northerners must listen, because what he says always makes sense. That's just it.
What I liked the most about what he was saying was the internal democracy that he felt was lacking, which I thought was an important point to highlight. And listen, the reason why there's a NEC meeting, the reason why is for us to sit down as leaders, review what's going on. This thing you made, the decision is not right. So why don't you try this way? Because they are the ones talking to the people, and it's important that they give feedback to at the NEC meeting. So he was saying that in the past 2 years, that meeting hasn't been held, and he's been asking all the leaders, when are we meeting? What's going on? Is this party still functioning? Although we're told that there's a meeting, I think today or tomorrow. There's a current meeting right now. But unfortunately, he said that he wasn't given enough notice, because usually it's supposed to be about 2 weeks or so notice to
21 days, I think.
21 days notice. But unfortunately, he has plans, and he's a private citizen. So I thought it was important to highlight how internal democracy is very important for the sustenance of a party, because we've seen how PDP in some other areas have fallen apart. So that internal democracy is so important for everybody, because according to him, he's not the only one that is disgruntled. There are a few others. They're not coming out to say it, but he's the one that said, like, me, I am disgruntled on this decision. Waiki, what are your thoughts on that?
I like the fact that he's brave. He's not, you know, because there have been allegations of misappropriation of funds against him, but he says,
bring it out.
He said, bring it out.
Come on, said they called some billions. He said even the people that they have caught, they are not billions that they have arrested. It's not billions that they are arresting millions. So where are the billions that you are talking about? I think I'm not really a fan of him. That's the truth. But because during the Kaduna
North and South
crisis, I didn't like his
position.
Yeah, but having said that, he has, like you said, spoken
his truth.
Yeah, you know, I don't even think it's just his truth. Really, I think he has said it as he sees it. You know, he doesn't think it was the National Assembly that didn't
like him. No,
didn't like him. It was the president that didn't like him. So he has said it.
But the same
he's not afraid of them arresting him or anything. He's there.
We're not in a dictatorship now. Why would they arrest him for speaking your mind? Nobody's going to arrest him. There's no possibility to be arrested just for speaking your truth.
Stop that.
Waiki, we're not in a dictatorship.
When they are carrying people during Buhari's regime, I don't even know about this government. I'm not.
Hey, is this government I'm focusing on?
Talking on
this government. That is what I don't think anybody's going to arrest anybody. But I think that as you said, I like the fact that he was speaking his own mind, which is good. But I feel also that he had said that the president had also seen him recently and said, I still need you to work with us. So where is the disconnect? If the president is seeing you and saying that we should still work together, and yet still...
And he not changed his mind.
No, this was after. He said that he still saw the president recently, because they asked him after the elections. Did you see this? He said yes, he has seen it a few times. And the man was telling him that we still need you to come and work with us. And he's thinking he's still waiting. Nobody has come to reach out to him just yet. So he's like, the party has left him. But so my question is, how else do you think? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is there a cry for attention? Because he has probably tried to speak to everybody else. Somehow, maybe the president is not being told. Maybe he doesn't have access. So by coming out to say it, maybe now this is the president, this is the last chance. The president cannot say he didn't hear
this one.
So I am saying it right now. Before I start going, this is my final cry. Wait, listen, I'm about to go.
So putting it that way, I think it's possible if he has really tried to meet with other party leaders to say, okay, the president had promised that I will work with him. Now, he didn't call me. I've been here waiting. Nobody's calling me. And they've tried to have meetings. Maybe the meetings are not working, or maybe the people who are taking his meetings are not passing on the information to the president. But the president should know the people he spoke to. should know the people that worked for him to get into position. Though he said he doesn't believe politics is for you to work and then get a reward, and I like that part of him. You know, but
I respected.
Yeah, I respected that. Yes,
that
he wasn't expecting any reward. That he believed in the vision of the president, and he felt after the president had explained to him, he felt that he could work with the president because he said
that's what me I heard.
Wait, now let me land it. He said that he had told the president he was tired. He had done 20 years as minister.
Yeah,
he had done, yes, he was as governor, he was done. But the president now explained to him that I need you to help us with the electricity.
Yes, power.
Yes, to help us in power. That all the subsequent ministers have not been able to do it. So I know that you have the capacity to fight this cabal. Let's do this together. And it was after that explanation that he decided, okay, I will do it with you. Wait now, president did not call. So I believe that it's actually the president who doesn't want to. Because if he wanted to, that's my own personal opinion. He knew the conversation he had with him. Yes. He would have looked around his cabinet to say, where is El-Rufai now? Exactly. Did I not appoint him again? Oh, yeah, let's sign this thing. So if the president is not doing it, let's not blame people who are not taking the conversation to the president. The president has a mind of his own. The president knows the people he wants to work with.
You know what I like the most? Go ahead.
And he excused it. He actually said that the president has a right
to change his mind.
And
let me go in a very short break. When I come back, we'll open our phone lines to hear from Nigerians their thoughts on this interview. It was quite interesting to see a politician speak because I think many of us don't see politicians speak in this way. We see them either talking about, oh, I just did borehole here. I just, you know, we don't really talk about the ideology behind why they're in politics. And I think it was really interesting to hear him speak.
He said something he said, have you been to Kaduna?
Yes.
Have you been to Kaduna?
I don't have to go to Kaduna. Ordinary Abuja. We were there when he was the minister.
He's a performer. That one, give it to him.
He was described as a reformer.
That's one thing with him.
Let me go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be continuing this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.